When we talk about blessings and curses, I I can easily look to the dictionary or any information platform and type blessing and it'll give me its definition, and type curses and it will give me its definition. So blessing is literally protection. Some definitions will give it, or benediction. And curses, they'll give you the definition of male dediction, evil, a solemn utterance intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment on someone or something, an offensive word or phrase. Yeah. So basically, this is my definition. This is not me going according to any definitions out there. This is mine. Blessings is the energy released over a life to enable increase in growth and productivity. And curses are the tools or the energies that is released against any entity to suck life out of that energy or entity. So anybody that is acting on the fray of blessings is literally saying, I'm giving you life and I'm protecting the life that I've given you, because this life means so much to me and I want you to do so much with this life that I'm giving you. And anybody that walks in the corridors of a curse is literally somebody that is saying, you know what, I gave you this life, I'm taking it away, and I'm going to ensure that you suffer while I'm taking this away. This is my definition. So when a creator, when a God that is supposed to be a creator have this intent of releasing a curse onto his creation, then I wonder, why did the creator bring this creation into existence in the first place? Because if this creator had a plan and a purpose for the existence of this creation, then this creator would wish nothing but growth and increase in advancement and productivity for this particular. Because if you invest your time into something, you would want to see that thing grow and flourish. There's a popular saying that when something is yours, you do whatever it takes to ensure that that thing succeeds. Hence, even in business, when you are running a business that is your business, you put in that extra energy to ensure that this business becomes a success. And when you are running a business that is not yours, hence is somebody else's business, you would run it down quickly, because it didn't cost you a penny to raise that business. So you don't lose a thing if you see that business fall to the ground and burn down. Hence, what I'm saying is that whenever you come into something that you didn't sweat for it, you didn't pay the price to get it, you lose it, you destroy it easily. And when you come into things that you actually labored for, you take good care of it. This is why no matter how much you think you love other people's children, the love you have for your children would never be compared to the love you have for other people's children. Even if other people's children are way better in character and behavior than your own children. Basically what I'm saying is that it's only a God that did not create the creation that would have the joy in seeing to the destruction of that creation, because that God has no idea the pain and the process to go through in order to create something into being. When a person is not a creator, the person can go to the forest and cut down every tree in the forest without any regret, because the person does not understand what it means and what it takes to bring life into existence. But anybody that is in tune with life and understand life and know what the processes of life, that person cannot take a life. What I'm literally saying, blessings is giving life. Curses are taking life from you. And any God that enjoys taking life from you is certainly not a God that creates life. I can stand any day, anytime, any hour, anywhere on the face of the earth and challenge anybody that will come in conversation that this God of this Bible did not create existence in everything that is in it. Because if this God have the slightest idea what life is all about, this God would never take life. The devil in all the evil that is amount upon him or her, whichever one you prefer the devil to be, I'm not saying it's true, has never taken a life in the entire Bible. Not a single life. I triple dare anybody to show me any way the devil took a life. All the killings in the Bible is either instructed by the God of the Bible, or man's grief and strife leads the man to take another man's life. So to me, the one that everybody calls evil to be the Lucifer is a more life-giving energy, spirit, force, God, than the one that is acclaimed to be the God of the Bible that takes life. Every time Satan showed up to better the life of somebody. He says, do this and I will make this better. Do this and this will grow well. Do this and this will go. Say, have you tried your servant Job? You said a lot of people read that context and condemn Job and say that, condemn the devil and say that the devil was actually went to tempt Job. No, the God Bible is literally showering and gloating and bloating over the fact that every single Job loves him so much. And the devil say, wait, how do you even know a person truly loves you until the person has gone through trials and tribulation to understand the person's reaction in that situation before you can attest and say that indeed this person loves you? How can you call anybody your best friend until you've gone through certain tribulations, you've gone through certain things with a person and know how the person is going to react over it? Then you can say that, okay, this is a friend. This is not a friend. I've been through thick and thin with this person. I don't know about this person. This is exactly the situation the devil helped God of the Bible to see about Job. So I'm asking a question. Did the devil do Job better or wrong? Because after everything, Job had all that he lost in multiples, because the God of the Bible finally could say, indeed, Job is with me. So if I was you, I would pay attention to the things I'm reading in the Bible. And I would read it not in a facade or not in any coated umbrellas or under any spectacle. No, I would read it according to your common sense. At least use the brain that the Creator gave you to think. And if you don't want to use your brains to think, you use your eyes to think, because at least your eyes will see the letters. Reading between the lines, and you would understand how this book is only in use to ensure that our people remain where they are and continue to be who they are. Let's go into the sense. Aquaba. Welcome. I don't want to wait this any more time. Listen, let's go deeper. Yet, although my occupants, we give thanks to the Creator, we give thanks to the gods, our fathers, every power around us, the gods of the air, the gods of the earth, the gods of water, the gods of fire. But we are grateful. The next thing I do, I've been now, could now, nothing, namin. None more change, we shall not the one I see. Oh, now, fetch I am, man. Now, from not to be on soon, never seems to never my from. Antwa, Abosma and Cobra, Tano, bosom pem bosom twe abosom we twe we shi na abosom wo Ghana money na nanam ye don asiesie no so na frama na de wa. I can mention the names of the God. I can mention so many names. Anyway, welcome to today's section, and I'm just still going to continue with what we started. I wish I can end it today, but there's so many juicy stuff. Why I'm paying attention to this is because this defines a lot of our people's beliefs. You know what I mean? If you are awake, not the real awake, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelite awake. If you are awake in that school, and you don't quote Deuteronomy 28 and say this is about our people, then you have literally missed everything that possibly can help you understand that school of thought. So this is a very vital place that I wanted to go into. So let me continue where I started, and I read. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. In fact, one of the greatest crimes, or one of the greatest sins in our spirituality, is to go for another man's wife. To go for another man's wife, please don't do it. Please don't do it. In our spirituality, you can have as many wives as you can. The gods are not upset. In fact, that even shows you that the gods are truly blessing you. But to actually have all these options open to you, and you go and lie with another man's wife? Come on. Unless you look for a man, okay, I'm not giving anybody any leeways. No, I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is that this is the most hideous of all sins to commit in our spirituality. Right? Thou shalt betroth a wife and another man. If these people are spiritual people, there will be no other man honoring this silly curse of the God of the Bible. If all the men are spiritual people, none of them will honor this curse. Because for you to become who you are created to be, you can never, and I'm advising anybody that is watching today, if you have ever slept with anybody's wife, let's say we are writing a clean sheet today. I'm working with you. I ask the gods to forgive you. I ask the gods, can anybody give me water? Water. Just give me water. I'm not drinking. So I'm praying with you. I ask the gods. On my uncle papa a chose, so I say my me a chose, so to me, so to me, so we are to me, you are to me. Nay, now been now good now, nay, namin. Namia don't I say. Half it I'm a from a note to be on soon, number some put, and I'm waiting wish here. In the Yajna, we are asking that if any of us has ever laid with anybody's wife, we ask for forgiveness. If any of us, no, you can lay with somebody's husband as a woman, that's okay. Yes. You confused? Yes, you can do that. Because a man can marry multiple wives. So somebody can be a wife to a man already, and the new wife can be sleeping with that man because it starts somewhere. So it's not as horrible as men sleeping with other, because a man cannot go into another house where there's another man and take the wife away. But so long as that woman is not married to another man, that, as a matter of fact, it's actually the reverse in the scriptures. It's actually the scripture makes it look like men cannot commit adultery. It's actually women that cannot commit adultery, because the woman can sleep with a man that has multiple wives, but a man cannot sleep with a woman that is married to another man. That the woman can sleep with a man that is married to another woman. That's how it works. That is how it becomes a multiple wife. So the man starts with one, it goes to two, it goes to three. So they tricked you and turn it around and made the men invincible to these things and made the women subject to these things. It's not true. If anybody has any power in the scriptures, it's the woman. Watch how you study your scriptures. You will see these mysteries. Anyway, and continue to ask. I'm praying for men. I'm speaking on behalf of men. No woman can break a home. Men breaks marriages. Women do not break marriages. Women are not husband snatchers. A woman cannot be a husband snatcher. If the man don't go in for the woman will not open up to the man. You understand what I'm saying? And so long as the man is going in for the woman is eligible for that man. The responsibility lies on the head, on the man, not on the woman. I have never seen in my entire years of existence a man minding his own business, not giving in or any signs or any little clues to any woman for the woman just to open up and say, I'm sleeping with him. It doesn't work that way. The men always give their consent. It's very easy for a man to rape a woman than a woman to rape a man. It's very easy. Because, okay, I'm not going into the sex education. That's not what I'm doing. But the truth of the matter is, a man literally have to, all of you are adults, a man literally have to have a hard-on for the man to be able to penetrate. So if the man is not into the woman, whatever it is, the man will literally never have a hard-on. A woman can decide not to be wet. I'm sex education. Okay. A woman can decide not to be wet, yet the man that has a hard-on can force a penetration and hurt the woman. But the man that does not have a hard-on, there's no way the woman is going to put it anywhere. It's like a retired okra, or you say akra. It does not go anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So I ask mercies, I ask forgiveness for all of us, the men. You see, I didn't exclude myself. We are all included. All men, so that you don't have an excuse to say, I was shy. No. If you're a man, be a part of this prayer. Say, I would never, ever sleep with another man's wife. I am allowed to sleep with more. David had thousands of women, and the God of the Bible didn't have a problem. The minute David went to kill Bathsheba's husband, that became a problem. Never go after any man's wife. If you want to succeed, stay away. The reason why a lot of people are struggling, and sometimes it's technical. Beware of the women who are into deep relationships. Because once they go into deep relationship, they make all sort of covenants and all sort of energies and gods will be around such things. So if maybe they might not be publicly married to each other, but if they have made certain pledges with themselves in the presence of certain energies, certain gods, then they might as well be married. So also be careful. When you see a man, a woman in a serious relationship, leave them alone. Leave them alone. If the woman say, you know what, I've broken, the man confirmed that the relationship is ended, then you can go ahead. But once the woman is committed to another man, leave them alone. There are a lot of women out there. The women outnumbers the men. So men, let's advise ourselves. Jojo, we should advise ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yes, let's advise ourselves. No. Yada mo as one GNC. Onfa. Nyi musubia o yando. Onfa free yando. Bonim bia ya aye. Ofin na ko yesre. Enko zobi bia na yiri na echi. Will not follow any woman's wife, any man's wife. Will not follow any man's wife. We will always stick to our own women. We ask that you bless the men enough. You establish the works of the hands. You make every man in this community powerful and wealthy that they can marry any amount of women and any number of women they want to marry. But be responsible enough to take care of all the women. Love them the same. Yes, love them the same. And make sure they all are happy. If you have women around you and they are not happy, they will kill your energies. And you will die sooner than you even think. End of sex education. Let's continue. So, say, thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. I'm reading this, and this is from the Bible. Are you not checking that this is the playbook they use? That is why they came into your shelters and picked your women and went to rape them. They were preparing your minds for the wickedness they were about to do. That is how come you built all these, how people built all these cities, all these countries. Yet who owns all these buildings? And these are the things that you read and you say, oh, this is why this book is about us, because everything that is described in this book fits us. No, this is why this book is about you, because they programmed it, they planned it to subject you in thinking this way. If there's any wickedness, who is functioning this wickedness? The one that is obliging to the curse, or the one that is ensuring the curse? Who is the wicked one? The one that has the wife being taken away from him, or the one that is actually taking somebody's wife away to go and rape them? Who is more wicked? So if there's any commandment and curse that is to come after anybody, it should come after the oppressor of the commandment and not the oppressed. Come on. You will plant vineyard and shall not gather the grapes. Are you not seeing what our fathers went through? This is the playbook. This is what they use. Thy ox shall not be slain before thy eyes. Thy ox shall be slain before thy eyes. Thou shalt eat thereof. Thine axe shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies. Thou shalt have none to rescue them. This is why they brutalize our people in the middle of the street, and there's nobody rescuing anybody. This is why they brutalize our people. They kill our people. They horrify our people, and there's still nobody out there to save anybody, because there will be none to rescue them. It's a program they've given you. So when you see your brother or your sister going through this, you are not confident, bold enough, because this program is working against you, and you're not able to go out there and fight for your people. I have driven in the middle of the night several times where I see people robbing people, and in the middle of the night, I come out of my car and I jump into it and I chase the thieves. I fight. Naturally, I fight. I don't need to know the person. I don't need to have any relationship with the person. I don't need to even know whether the person is right. Once I see an injustice, I jump in. Because I've gone through the system of this book, and by the mercies of the gods, I am out. If it wasn't for the mercies of the God that brought me out of this book, I will see people mugging people, and I will feel they deserve it. Probably they've gone to do something evil. Let me leave them alone. This is how they make you think. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Are you not seeing this is exactly what they did? Do you not see this? The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. Thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. What kind of a God is this? Truly trying to understand. What kind of a God is this? When he spoke about the blessings, you heard it. He said temporarily. He says what? The verse is here. It's not going far. Let me read it. Israel obtained, they shall be blessed temporarily and spiritually. But this curse, it is looking like forever curses. Always. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. So that thou shalt be mad. That is why our people have become so angry. Are you understanding their system and how it works? That's how our brothers and sisters have become so angry. They cannot allow us to come together. We become so angry against each other. We see ourselves. You see a total black man staring in the eyes of another black man and is ready and willing to shoot that black man down, to stab that black man. Because we've seen our father saw this wickedness so much so that it established a DNA of rage in our people, and it got passed on to the younger generation, to the younger generation, to the new generation coming, so much so that when we see each other, we are rather the enemies of one another. How dumb can we be? The people that are ensuring to do whatever it takes to keep us under are not our enemies. When you go into a shop and you see a white man suffering and a black man doing this, the majority is that the people will support the white man and leave their own. You'll be surprised the black man going to tell another black man, you know what, look at this white man. You go to tell the white man, you know, you got to be careful about these black people. You know, these black people, you do this to you. Our own people. We are so angry against each other. We are so bitter against each other. We can't even stand the test of seeing the faces, loving ourselves, encouraging ourselves, empowering ourselves. So angry at each other. It's their playbook. And filled with longing for them all day long. There shall be no might in thy hands. The fruit of the land and the labors and the nation, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. This is the programming of how to get a people angry. Show them a lot of horrors, horrifying scene. Show them a lot of horrifying sight. It will aggravate them. They will keep getting angry and upset and torment within themselves. So therefore, when they see each other, all they see is that rage and that anger, forgetting the fact that your brother did not cause the rage or the anger. Your brothers does not cause them, but yet you're so angry. You're so upset. Meanwhile, the person that orchestrated all these things is busy sitting down, looking at you and saying, look at these fools. We wrote them a playbook, told them exactly how to get them angry, and they are doing exactly how we predicted and said they are going to do. And they think there is a God somewhere that is orchestrating all these things. Yes, there is indeed a God somewhere. These gods are our ancestors who passed on this knowledge to us and taught us and broke the Bible down the way we should see it. So when you pick up the Bible and you're reading it, you have an interpretation to it. When they pick up the Bible and they are reading it, they have a whole total interpretation to it. This is how come they can be on top of a building offering services and praises and thanking to a God that is sitting nowhere but in their minds, and underneath these same structures are slave dungeons. Because your understanding to the Bible when you pick it up is totally different from their understanding to the Bible when they pick it up. Because this is the blueprint of how they should keep ensuring that our people remain under. And yet we fight over stupid stuff. Sorry for my language, but over really stupid stuff. One black man is fighting another black man for who is the most intelligent, who is the most fluent in conversations, who argues out the most, who is the most knowledgeable. We are busy fighting each other with rubbish. Instead of us to bring our strengths together, empower ourselves to build, we are busy tearing each other down. You will be amazed the amount of black people that would see another black person do well and start plotting. Oh, I'm sure he's in a gang. Oh, I'm sure he's in drugs. Oh, I'm sure he's in this. Oh, this is money laundering. And even me doing my own people. I'm doing whatever it takes. My own people. I don't want to go details into it. So that thou shalt be mad, and the Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore bush that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head. I'm reading it again. Check the stats. Shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed. They will create a disease, a system that would affect your what? Your knees and your legs. That would affect your knees and your legs and your brains. Do I have to spell it out to you? Have you seen the number of, not our other elders in the villages, but lately, have you seen the number of black men complaining about waist problems, complaining about knee problems? Have you seen how many black men they are calling crazy? Mad people? The playbook has always been it. The Lord shall bring thee and thy kind. When this was being written, there was not a God of wood or stone. Religion was not on our shores. We didn't have religion. They are plainly telling you, when you go, introduce them gods that your fathers never knew. The gods of stone and the gods of wood are gods that our fathers never knew. These are strange gods that got introduced to our shores. Islam, Christianity came to our shores, each bearing these symbols that they publicly and plainly spelled out here. God of wood and God of stones. You need to understand how they wrote this book and how they think and how they perceive this book. He said the only how you can conquer these people is to give them gods that their fathers did not know. The God of wood, the cross, the God of stone, the stone at Mecca that they go round. A black stone. Do you understand what that means? Every energy they have is coming from the black man's soil. They pick it up, rebrand it, bring it back to you. The black stone in Mecca, the black man, should I say it? In Rome, the black what? Pick up your gods, brought idols to you and ask you to serve them. We don't serve no gods. We don't serve no trees. Somebody say, wait. But you always teach people to raise stone altars. Did the God of Israel not tell Yahshua and Caleb when they crossed the Jordan, they should prick 12 stones in the Jordan and raise 12 altars. Each stone representing a tribe that would help them in their communication. They pick these altars from the river. There's a difference setting up a stone as an altar. It has to be an uncut stone. I've taught on this already. As an altar. And there's a difference worshiping a stone. We don't worship stones. Do you worship your mobile phone? Okay, now in our generation, a lot of people are worshiping their mobile phone. They cannot literally go a day without their mobile phone. I can try a week, a month. I don't even care without my phone. But there's a difference using your phone for business and using your phone for pleasure. But it's the same phone. So there's different idolizing and worshiping the stone, and there's a difference using the stone as a channel. When you idolize the tree, the stone, the wood, come on, do we have to go there? This is the system they set for us. And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou hast not known, O God, so God. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. You shall become an astonishment. Why? I'm trying to catch up, finish up. Let's see. And thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but thou shalt neither drink of the vine nor gather grapes from them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with oil, for thy oil shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. You will not enjoy your sons and daughters, for they shall go into captivity. This is the analysis that I make. Okay, so I've disobeyed this God. My sons and daughters are going into the captivity. I disobeyed you, and that is strong and so terrible that you took my sons and daughters into captivity. But the ones that have captured my sons and daughters are right in doing so, because they are doing your bidding. Who is breaking the law of life here? This God affirms slave owners. So when you read things like that, and when you go through slavery, in your little mind, no, that's an insult. In your mind, no, I'll still come back to in your little mind. I'm saying in your little mind, because you are limiting yourself in thought process. You've closed up everything, and you've ensured that you don't allow yourself to know. When you read this, you say it's okay to go into captivity because our fathers committed crimes and sins, and we are paying for the sins of our fathers. That is why we came into slavery. No, are you crazy? You went into slavery because a people wrote a book and felt that they are the ones that are supposed to be on top, and you be the tail, and so therefore they programmed your mind to ensure that you are constantly thinking that you are the one that is to be enslaved. Did you not know that our fathers first enslaved them before they even understood what slavery was about? They were telling you these things so that when you see these things happen, you don't fight it. You accept it because you think you have wronged a God and the God is punishing you for it. I challenge you. No God is sending you into captivity. No God has ever sent you into captivity. It is a people that decided to do this. No God sent anybody into captivity. No. Let the God show up now. Show up in my dreams. Show up on my altar. Any God that says I sent somebody into captivity because they disobeyed my laws, let that God show up. Let that God show up. I am saying that is false. If that God is saying that is true, let that God show up. And we will all know who that devil is. Because that devil will certainly be that God that is allowing you to go into captivity and allow the captors to destroy your children, to destroy your sons, to destroy your dignity, to destroy your honor, to break your back and break your spirit so that you continue to be the least people on the face of the earth. And that is a God. God in our language says nyame. Nyame. Nya means I've gotten. Me means satisfied. So the terminology God in our language means the one that I meet and I am satisfied. The terminology in a God in our language is not a God who is constantly seeking to punish, to destroy, to disfranchise a human being from becoming something else that we don't even know the name to call it. No God ever took our ancestors into slavery. We are not paying for the sins of anybody. Then the Bible says in Ezekiel that the sins of the fathers will not come upon the children. The fathers will pay for their sins and the children will pay for their own sins. Then the Bible says that you are not suffering the mistakes of your fathers. What you are going through is not a curse on your life. What you're going through because a people decided to plan, plot, structure this thing, to oil this machine, and to ensure that this machine continues to work. Not a God. And all thy trees and fruit of thy land shall be locusts consumed. And the stranger that is within thee. I'm showing the secret. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Do you understand what this phrase is? The technique they use to come to our shores as friends, come and stay within our communities, study our ways, and write plans and plots to disarm our ways, so that eventually when we turn our backs on ourselves and we turn our backs on our God, they would rise up from our communities and be tall in our very communities, and we continue to be low. When these people showed up at our shores, our fathers saw them to be sick. They were sick people with pale skin, not knowing even how to bath, how to bathe. They have no idea about that. Our fathers took them in, nurtured them, took care of them, taught them our herbs, taught them our ways, blessed them with our spirituality. And when they knew our tactics, they turned on our fathers, and all of a sudden became the God amongst our fathers, and our fathers became the down. They spilled out their plan right in front of you. Let me read it. The stranger that is within thee. Go and study. You think slavery just happened? It took them over 400 years to study our tactics. The stranger that is within thee. A stranger, somebody that is far from your land, somebody that is far from your ways, somebody that is far from your culture, somebody that is far from your people, will be among thee, but shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And now watch this. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. I end in 42. Deuteronomy 28:42. They wrote a perfect system and told you, you will be the servants, they will be the head. And when our people finally started getting things together, showing up to say we are going back home, instantly they brought up something that shut down the travel system of the world and said nobody can go anywhere because we cannot allow you to go. We cannot be the generation that failed our fathers. Our fathers have kept this machine going on while you continue to be slaves and low down there, and we continue to be up here. We are not going to be the generation that failed our fathers, but letting you people go and become a people unto your own self. So let's break the world, silence everybody, shut down everything, bring into the system this thing that would parasite every single thing in the face of the earth. And when that happens, they put more fear in you so that you do not go anywhere. Because the day you break free from them, if there's no longer a tail, can there ever be a head? Do you understand it? They need you to continue being the tail so that they can be the head. I love you guys. You know I love you always. Totally humbled by you continue serving and honoring and testing and commenting. Listen, I'm going to take it all the way. Maybe I need another video to finish it up, but I'm going to finish up the next video. Thank you. Love you. I'll see you next time. Stay blessed. Mwah.